Chapter 2, Story 5, Nightmare Finale. Panicked, the man flees. He trips over an abandoned auto wandering around, falling into the wastewater along with his sunglasses. Visitors are not allowed. Please obey the security measures set in place. Oh, you took forever.
Please obey the security measures set in place. There are still 67 days until the project's
He struggles as he gets up and pushes open a heavy iron door that's hidden in the corner. Amidst a pile of old, rusty devices, a dark-coloured stone platform lights up. After a while, the light dims, turning into a strange colour. The man arches his back and lets out a hoarse, eerie laugh.
It's still here. The Flux Nexus. You're done for now.
His laughter suddenly stops. Deadly black-red mist rolls in from all directions. The nightmarish shadow slowly approaches from behind. The man's eyes widen in fear, but he can't move.
Spare me, sir.
At least he knows who it is. Crimson particles land on the wastewater. The air is deathly still, yet the nearby light glows brighter. SYLUS smiles coldly. The black-red mist flows into the Flux Nexus and is instantly blown to pieces from the inside. Would have been nicer if we could have seen it. Show, don't tell. It's not like you can't animate awesome things. Instantly, the rampaging monsters fall over and curl up into the fetal position. What happened? Were they disconnected from something? The one closest to me, with a tattoo-like mark on its chest, has been burnt beyond recognition. Leaking out of its wounds is a liquid that's not blood. It's more like a viscous mixture of oil and slime. These crystals look like protochores. I've seen this before. Are they humans, or... The lights turn on, which surprises me. I quickly wrap a tissue around a small crystal and hide it up my sleeve. Then I stand up. Where'd you get a tissue from? Did you finish everything on your side?
Let's go.
As usual, SYLUS is calm. He won't be telling me what he was up to, it seems. I'm sorry, shopkeeper, that your store is practically just a charred ruin. I take no responsibility for this. It's SYLUS and Evelyn.
Thank you for your patronage. Please be careful out there.
And she doesn't seem to care. Okay. A shopkeeper appears from who knows where, waves happily, and suddenly gives me a big hug. That seems a bit out of character. With one hand on my shoulder, she opens my pocket and places a small storage device in it.
You really are a special person, Missy.
Yeah, because SYLUS personally came to pick me up. On this rainy night, the motorcycle zooms down the road. As soon as we return to SYLUS's base, he leaves me to do who knows what. Meanwhile, the crow seems to have been triggered by something. Propping up his body with one wing, he opens his beak and loudly caws at me. I pick up and inspect the weird crow, finally realizing what's wrong. Did you break your wing? I guess you're not bulletproof. Did I accidentally hit you? As if expressing his grievances, the crow screeches. It sounds like a metal spoon has been scraped against a metal bowl. Don't tell me you're upset. I'm sorry, Mephisto. You're saying it's my fault then?
What happened?
Mephisto got shot. I turn around and see SYLUS walking out with a glass of wine. His gaze sweeps across my face and lands on what's in my hands. He's saying his wing is broken. He's disabled now.
You learned how to speak bird in just a few hours.
I'm just explaining a situation on his behalf. SYLUS takes the crow from me. My sympathetic gaze follows him. Okay, I'll admit I might have accidentally injured your pet. How should I compensate you?
His name is Mephisto.
I know.
He gets very upset if you call him a pet.
I don't blame him. SYLUS looks at Mephisto's broken wing and glances at me.
Did something strange happen before they attacked?
I reluctantly swallow my retort as another flame of anger is ignited. You should ask Mephisto what happened. You made him follow me around for observation.
True.
You're not going to deny it. Why would he? He's not ashamed of it. He's got nothing to hide. SYLUS purposefully leans forward, his eyes shining like rippling cold liquid.
Were you hoping I'd be flustered with how you exposed me?
I don't think anything flusters
We're in
you.
the N109 zone, sweetie. Whether you're with me or by yourself, you can't escape my influence.
I don't want to.
Please, don't be delusional.
I will agree. Evelyn is pretty delusional. I'm not the only one who's delusional. Isn't a certain someone hoping I dislike him less so I can resonate with him? Did you just bonk me on the head? Despite having gone through such a big ordeal and being mocked, SYLUS still shows no signs of anger. He fiddles with Mephisto's broken wing, takes a sip of his drink, then places the glass in my hand. That's great, but are we going to fix poor Mephisto's wing? He could be in pain! Do mechanical birds feel pain? Why am I holding this stupid glass for him? Just swig the liquid, woman. As I try to put it down somewhere, SYLUS suddenly turns around and walks to the other side of the room and calls me over.
Hurry up.
Huh?
Bring me more wine.
Is there a reason you're showing us a picture of his butt? Am I a bar to you?
Compared to you, a bar is more obedient.
True. With his long legs, he reaches the elevator in just a few steps. He turns to see I haven't caught up to him, so he beckons for me with his hand that's holding Mephisto. Oh, it wasn't the finale of the chapter of the chapter. It was just the finale of the nightmare. Okay, story 6, agreement. After transferring the data from a storage device, a hologram of Solon hotel appears. The other file is a list of the auction's attendees. It even has my fake identity and name on it. What name did you use, by the way? I've skipped that part. Well, it's not complete. It's enough for me to get a better understanding of the auction. By the way, those guys who tried to capture me back at Elysium, were they actually traitors who used to work in Onykinus? They also mentioned a Mr. Sherman. Who's that?
Why are you interested in a dead person?
I'm curious. I know it's been months since I first played this, but didn't we encounter the name previously? It seems familiar to me. Next to me, SYLUS tosses aside Mephisto's broken parts. He gives me a blank expression. You just lopped off his wing? I stare back at him and remember what the workshop's owner had said before.
Just 2 explosions. One in the northern suburbs and one in the Bloomshore district. And after doing those shameless things and making a mess, then they want you to be their scapegoat.
If there's another faction within Onykinus, could the incident at Grandma's house be related to Sherman? They must also be after the ether core in my body. In a way, your conflict involves me. No, you left me behind on purpose as bait, didn't you? So you could clean up. I turn my head to see SYLUS and Mephisto exchange glances. The crow lets out a defiant wail. It doesn't matter how deep your hatred is. You've cursed me enough. Get over it. Besides, it was an accident. I didn't mean to injure you. Also, you were stalking me earlier. Even if I did it on purpose, you deserve it. Wow, she is so bitter.
You can scold me directly.
Right? Leave Mephisto out of it. Under the hazy light, SYLUS reveals a gentle look completely uncharacteristic of him. I compose myself, realizing I've been unreasonably angry with him. It's about time you bloody realized that. Regardless of whether he wanted to clean up or not, those people were after me. I had to face them sooner or later. A silence settles between us. I clear my throat and try to change the topic to lighten up the mood. When we first met, you said we were the same. If I don't ask now, he might not have the patience to answer me tomorrow. You probably have an ether core inside you, too. Mine is in my heart. Yours. Is it in your eye?
Sure. Think of it like that.
So it's not? It's just something akin? My ether core doesn't seem to be any different from a normal protocol, though. It's not very useful. But that's not the case with yours. SYLUS stops moving his hands for a moment and looks at me with a blank expression.
It helps me see what people want the most.
Interesting.
It exposes the desires that they refuse to admit.
So those chaotic noises and visions in my mind back at the dining table were also caused by his ether core? As I think about it, I can't help but look into his eyes again. So power is what it's telling me my greatest desire is. Devour, it's yours. Not again. Why am I? I touch my forehead, and when I come to my senses, his face is a breath away. With my right hand, I press down on the area around his eye. I can't tell what he's feeling. His thin eyelashes brush against my fingers. SYLUS doesn't break eye contact with me, as if he's looking at something hidden in the depths of my gaze.
Have you gone mad?
Yes, actually. There's voices in my head, sir. He suddenly moves closer, his eyelashes almost brushing against my cheek. I'm sorry, I just wanted to get a closer look at your ether core. I thought he would push me away, but he didn't. You like it when people do that? I take a deep breath and meet his gaze again. Didn't you want to resonate with me? Do you want to try again? Without waiting for him to answer, I grab his hand again. Come on, I use both hands this time. She makes it sound so salacious. A chill blankets his body. I'm not sure if it's the cold breeze coming in from a small gap in the window or his aura. He's good at fighting. He's good at fighting. He's good at fighting. The old gas lamp above us flickers and emits a light softer than the sound of our breaths. He looks good. He looks good. He looks good. Why are you repeating the same shit?
I can hear you talking.
Is she trying to convince herself? Enjoy it. This is one of the two good things I can think about you. Moving my gaze down, I look carefully at our interlocked hands, but I still can't feel even the slightest change. It seems we can't rush our resonance, but with the auction fast approaching, I need him to work with me as soon as possible. I organize my thoughts and use the nicest tone I can muster. You already know how I entered the N109 zone to get to the ether core that's at the auction. And since you wanted to resonate with me, I have an idea. I don't know if I should say it though.
Then don't.
I force myself to suppress the anger in my heart. But I can't resonate with you because I reject you on a subconscious level. That means my Evol is controlled by my emotions. Dude, I could have told you that right back from the first chapter we ever read. Changing a person's feelings might be difficult, but it won't be that hard, I think. As I say this, I cross my arms and lift my chin at him. There's an easy solution right in front of us. Help me get the ether core and ensure my safety by escorting me out of the N109 zone. You'll be able to use me as bait to clean up, right?
It's almost as if your face is saying you're doing me a huge favor.
I don't have another bargaining chip. I can only bluff to appear more confident. I also know my clumsy attempt won't fool SYLUS. That's why I'm telling the truth. I don't know why you insist on resonating with me, but as long as you're willing to help me, I'll help you. SYLUS shifts his gaze from the map and looks at me indifferently.
That's not enough.
Then what do you want? Should I beg? I can do it.
Or we could do this.
Which is... SYLUS suddenly opens the bottom drawer and pulls out a jewel-encrusted crow brooch.
If you can take this from me within 24 hours, I'll agree to your terms.
A challenge. Oh dear. Do you test people before you work with them? Are you testing my skills, my intelligence, or my values? I raise my voice as I try to grab it while he's distracted. He reacts quickly. The brooch disappears in the blink of an eye.
Only when you have a bargaining chip can you make a deal.
True.
And since you're the one who proposed this, use your own methods. You should be thankful the goal is clear enough this time.
I can't dispute what he's saying. He's not wrong. She has nothing to bargain with, really. I mean, yes, he wants to resonate with her, but if she's just not resonating, she doesn't really have much to offer. Roleplay? What? What are we about to read? In the dim lighting, the crow brooch on my chest gleams a dark red reminiscent of wine. Wait, what? She already got it from him? After some twists and turns, I finally got the brooch from SYLUS. He kept his promise and agreed to help me obtain the ether core. Why are you telling me and not showing me? I feel like that could have been a whole chapter in and of itself, how she gets it from him. It could have been really interesting. I want to shoot these riders. Okay, not really. But I do want to do physical violence upon them. Why can't you guys just write things? Aren't you writing to appease your audience? Do a better job. With an expensive dress and dazzling jewelry, my reflection in the mirror is strange yet sufficiently alluring. Let me guess, I'm not going to even be able to see myself. Ooh, your coat matches.
Suits you.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't realize you had a jacket that matches that awesome shirt. I assume I'm wearing either red or black as well, to match his color palette. Another figure enters the mirror's reflection. SYLUS leans lazily against the doorway.
No one can stay wary when there's a beauty walking around.
This beauty will bash your skull sooner or later. I'm freaking trying to... Good grief. I have to slide. I was trying to slide small, like where the arrow was. Didn't work, so I had to do a massive swipe up, which unfortunately meant I had to touch his crotch. I turn around and walk up to scrutinize him. You're just going to waltz right into a dangerous auction without a plan?
I like how you assume I didn't make one.
Also a good
Find a way to
point.
make everyone lower their guard first. Then lure out the ones with ill intentions and get rid of them. Then I'll cover you while you fetch the ether core's other half.
That's your plan? That's it?
It won't fail. Promise.
SYLUS gives me another once-over. I angrily take his outstretched hand and walk out to the door with him. Why is she constantly angry? Man, Evelyn, you have anger issues. Calm down. You better not be a liability later. To deal with the real masterminds behind the auction, I can only ally myself with someone deadlier than the enemy. All the information I've gathered has created an intricate web of conspiracies. Now it's time to tear it up. In the sky, the stars are devoured by an endless darkness. The deep space tunnel is silent, seemingly frozen in time. Suddenly, there's a thud, a pulse resembling a heartbeat. Cosmic dust silently fills the air. Something penetrates the invisible barrier and slowly opens its eyes. I don't understand, but that was very dramatic. Myriad of nights. We do get to see her! Nailed it. She's wearing red and black.
It's not too late to back out now, if you want to.
Nah, man, this is what we wanted.
Focus on yourself first.
We're here for a reason. Take his arm.
Stay frosty. It's showtime.
He's always frosty. He's no Zane, but he's always frosty.
SYLUS? I thought you
One,
would listen.
2, 3 guys.
Who's that person?
That's quite the
next to him?
ambush. SYLUS, are you sure they'll bite?
It depends on your performance.
Mr. SYLUS, we've been expecting you.
Why?
I assume you already know how to act as good bait.
Wouldn't you've given that to her before you entered, not right in front of everybody?
I'll be back soon. Have fun.
Okay, what's the card? Do I get to bet on things? Or bid on things?
These are ordinary protocors. Good thing they aren't bombs. Something's off about this one. Was it tampered with?
I'd like to bet on this
Did
one,
anything
please.
catch your eye, miss?
Bid,
There are
bid,
even
bid.
better ones on that side.
The stuff you have is pretty mediocre. SYLUS, it's okay for me to purchase a few items with your card, right?
Don't bother me with such trivial matters.
I'll take this for 1 million. Please wrap it up for me.
5 million.
Why?
Your offer will make people think I'm broke. Wouldn't want that, sweetie.
But she's already said it.
In that case, I won't hold
Just
back.
buy something else.
I changed my mind. 10 million. Are these all the protocors you got? I'll buy everything.
Pompous.
I hope you can afford it. Undercurrents. Story 8. Beams of golden light shine in from the smooth dark walls. They illuminate the room's elegant decor. On the sofa, SYLUS shakes his whiskey glass. The ice cubes swish around, making soft clinking sounds. There's a painting on the wall called In Expectation, which depicts angels, demons, and the Grim Reaper sitting around a table. The last empty seat seems to be for him.
Mr. Silas.
The man named Sherman walks into the room and nods humbly at SYLUS. The man knows how to be humble. Somebody's in trouble. SYLUS looks up, the corner of his mouth curling into a half-smile. And then, a dark-coloured mist seizes Sherman by the collar and slams him into the ground. Choking, losing energy from the strangulation, Sherman claws at the mist around his neck, but he only leaves bloody scratch marks on his skin. Even a meticulously crafted plan has powers before absolute strength.
My time is limited, so let's cut to the chase.
No, I didn't betray you.
Oh, I know. You're too much a coward to do it on your own.
So who is
But the
it?
people who said they'd help you replace me must have made an offer only an idiot would refuse.
SYLUS glances at the clear alcohol in his glass and puts it back on the table. Is it poison? Would poison even kill him? With a faint glow appearing in his right eye, he walks over to Sherman, who's sprawled out on the ground.
I see.
I don't, but I suppose at least
Their
one of us
method of
does.
buying traders is as old school and uncreative as ever.
Money? Enduring an excruciating amount of pain, Sherman finally discards his hypocrisy and scowls.
Silas, don't think. With them around, you won't be cocky for long.
SYLUS reveals an intriguing smile and looks down at him.
Since you chose betrayal,
Kill him.
my only option is to make you pay in advance.
Do it. Do it. Inside the banquet hall, people converse and mingle. Countless eyes check me out, both openly and from the shadows. I fit with the protocores I bought. There are traces of other proto-curves. These were modified. I turn around and several pairs of eyes immediately look away. I take his chance to speak in a hushed voice into the earpiece. SYLUS, how are things on your end?
Miss, the brooch you're wearing is very exquisite. May I buy it from you?
No. A man wearing a suit suddenly blocks my way. Holding out his hand, he smiles as a faint blue electric current flashes from his cuff. Wearing a poker face, I step back and raise my chin. Not interested. Excuse me. The man doesn't budge. He takes another step toward me instead.
How does 10 High Towers sound? Ah, the banquet is about to start. Would you like to dance?
No. And no. What are high towers?
They're special weapons made from high-grade protocores. A single high tower can obliterate this entire hotel. Sorry, the brooch is a gift from me. You wanted to sell it.
No.
Who knows if you were coming back or not?
Are you disappointed?
Nope.
You...
Pretend to be coy.
He was going to spend a fortune so he could dance with me. What about you? Shouldn't you make an offer as well?
The Ether Core's location.
You know where it is?
You'll find out after this dance.
Do we actually get to see the dance? We absolutely won't. The game is not that kind.
How are you so sure I'll listen to you?
Refuse me all you want.
Oh, we are. Great. They're getting better. The game. No one else is dancing though, so that's pretty awkward. They've definitely stepped up their game with this new chapter. Maybe they're listening to feedback. There's still heaps of room for improvement, but I'm enjoying it. And we're actually getting the romance between the two characters. I don't know if you noticed, but there's actually the romance between Evelyn and SYLUS, which is fantastic. It's way better than chapter 1, where you've got 3 men and you romance none of them. But here, the story's like, hello, you want to resonate? Well then, you must be emotionally intimate. Story 9, Rising Curtain. Melodious music serenades the luxurious banquet hall that's illuminated by dreamy lighting. SYLUS calmly guides me across the dance floor, swaying to the song's rhythm. He blocks the prying shadows around us, and when I look up, all I see is his face, which is quite infuriating. What?
You need to be smarter if you want to retaliate against me.
Sorry, I'm not really used to these kinds of social gatherings. I clumsily lift my heel off his foot. Did you actually get information on the ether core?
You can choose not to believe me.
That would be silly. You'd be foolish indeed. Catching a glimpse, oh shoot, I was too slow, of the shadows, I used my hand that's on his shoulder to push him in the opposite direction. But they wouldn't leak such important information. Unless it's a trap.
Exactly.
I look back at him. You're not going to throw yourself into their trap, are you? Of course he is, because I want the ether core.
Be content with your role. Don't scare away the fish that already bit the hook.
8 Evol bombs, 15 high-frequency guns. They really want you dead. SYLUS, you made a lot of enemies.
This isn't the first time it's happened.
My god. The music reaches a crescendo. The notes from the orchestra are layered on top of one another like surging tidal waves. The lights dim to the passionate beats, and the shadows surround us on all sides. You have something up your sleeve, right? Even if you have a death wish, I don't intend to die here with you.
Don't worry. You won't die that easily.
A deafening explosion drowns out the music and ensuing screams. The beautiful hall is instantly reduced to rubble. Well, how are we supposed to get the core now? Amidst the surging chaos, SYLUS tightens his grip on my hand. I hear him softly scoff. To my surprise, I see him nonchalantly crush something before throwing it into the debris. You had the detonator this whole time?
The vermin were taking their sweet time. I was getting impatient.
Oh my gosh, this man. Oh. The metaflux is quickly increasing, and there's one more wanderer. There's more than one wanderer. Be careful. I take out my weapon from under my dress. Where were you hiding it? A thigh holster? And fire several shots at the wanderer that was about to attack SYLUS. That was close.
How long do you think you'll last with an outdated weapon?
That's actually quite funny because it links into the previous message. SYLUS tosses over another gun.
Don't waste your efforts.
Is he gonna give me the pretty new guns he promised? How sweet. It's funny how that connects. Did Sherman make you do this? Where's the ether core? Answer me. After defeating the last wanderer, I find a henchman cowering in the corner. I press my gun's muzzle against the back of his head.
You haven't won yet. We still have a backup plan. That thing is terrifying. When it shows up, not even SYLUS. Ah!
Black-red mist throws him into a broken stone pillar. With a scream, he falls to the ground, like a puppet whose strings were just cut.
Violence should be used strategically.
SYLUS calmly wipes the blood off his face, and the black-red mist disappears from his hands. I would have believed you if your hands were clean. Oh, he just glitched. Despite the venue being cleared, strong energy fluctuations manifests above us and shakes the ground we stand on. What's making that noise? Are there still some left?
Let's go.
Where's the ether core? Where are we going? SYLUS guides my wrist and swiftly starts walking.
To the place that has what you want.
Yay! The ether core.